What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, amazing good people from wherever you guys are watching us from. We are back with yet another video. Remember, it's your favorite shop, the Decibel Audio Kenya, streaming live from Kenya, Nairobi, Luthuli Avenue, junction of Luthuli Avenue and Kamae Road. We are getting it right. I think the sound is clear, Alex. We hope so. We hope the sound is clear. So today we want to do yet another video, and remember to subscribe to our channel. Remember to comment. If you have any form of question, remember to always ask us, because we feel free and we feel very good when interacting with our clients. We are very much excited, and always don't forget to give us a subscription. Don't forget to like our content and to comment on our content, because this is what makes us grow and get motivated to do more amazing video. So without further ado, let me introduce you to the video for today. We want to do a review or we want to show you exactly what Yamaha MG16XU entails and how to operate it, and what each and every feature or each and every button or slider does. So I'll go straight into it. These are a plain mixer. It's a mixer that does not have an amplifier inside, so you need a power amplifier. And today we are going to use this QSC. It's called GX3. It's an old version. It's been here in the display for some time, and we want to do a video using it as well. And today our focus we want to focus with the MG16XU. So what are some of the advantages of using this particular mixer? Number one, it's a very popular mixer because it's a rack mountable. You can be able to mount it on a rack. So most people who do events, who use a rack, they will find it very important because it's able to fix, or you are able to fix it inside a rack. And when I'm talking about a rack, I'm talking about something like this one. All right, so most people will like it because it's able to fit on these mounts over there. So most mixers will not be able to have that provision, so you'll have to have their own casing. But now when you are using this one, it comes with a rack mounts, and you're able to mount it on a rack. That's number one. Number two, it has 8 independent XLR inputs. Alex, you can zoom closer. So these are the XLR connectors or the inputs. And with this particular model, the MG16XU, this one has a connector that has both inside. You can be able to plug in a jack pin and an XLR. So a jack pin, I'm talking about the TRS, and you are able to plug in an XLR as well. So on the same port, it's possible to put an XLR, or if you want to do a TRS, you're able to use that as well. So it has 8 major inputs from number 1 to number 8, but it's a 16 channels, because from number 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16 are mono TRS inputs. So when you do from signal number 9 all the way to signal number 16, the only thing you are able to do is to get single channel inputs. What do I mean by that? So when you are doing stereo, we do left and you also do right. But when you're using from number 9 up to number 16, you only get a signal. So either right or left, and they are indicated right over here. You can see it's mono left or it's a mono right. But when you are doing from 1 to 8, you have the ability to do stereo. All right, so that's what it does. And then it has different outputs. It has different groups. It's a very good mixer because it has the main stereo, which gives you left and right over here. It has groupings. You have group 1 and 2. You have group 3 and 4. And then you also have monitor out right over here. You are also able to do all this. So what does all these outputs help you with? The more you have outputs in a mixer, then you are very advantaged, because you are able to do separation of your different amplifiers that feed signals to your different speakers. So let me assume you have sub speakers, you have full range speakers, you have monitor speakers. You are able to do them, or you are able to control them separately, because you have different outputs. So without further ado, let me show you. If you are able to master just a single line, so when we master a single line all the way down, then you do the same to all these other signals. So we are going to study just one single line. I'll show you, or I'll tell you exactly what a button does, and then you will be able to use this mixer with a lot of ease. So today we are going to, this is an old one. All right, this is an old one. A client brought it for for repair. So we just decided to use it to show our followers who has a similar one or who might be interested to purchase one, exactly how it works. So these are the inputs. We have chosen to use a TRS. So our TRS is coming now, this one. So this one is a speaker cable. So our TRS is the input is feeding channel number 3, and this one is coming from the laptop. So this one has some music. I'll just play a bit of it. There you have heard it. And we have 2 buttons right down after the input. We have the pad button and we have the high pass filter function on the button. So what do these buttons do? The pad button will power up your channel input, will increase the amount of dBs going in by 25 or by 26%. So let me, all right, so the high pass, not the high pass, the pad filter will increase the amount of dBs you are doing from the channel by 25 dBs. So when you have a when you have a signal that has or that produces minimal dBs, even if you want to pump it up, you'll probably end up having a distortion. Then you're able to pump that signal. You're able to multiply that signal by 26 dBs more. That's where you use the padding. All right. So if you don't want that, probably if you have a keyboard produces a lot of heavy signals. If you're using music, probably which already has been pumped plenty of dBs, or that has plenty of power, then you put the pad button inside, or you press it inside to be able to remove or to reduce the amount of intensity or the power that's coming through the output. All right. So padding is very important because you get that. Then you have the other filter called the high pass filter. So what does the high pass filter do? You can see it right over there. It's written HPF. So HPF stands for high pass filter. So the high pass filter is a switch that either allows or disallows high pass or high frequency signals to go through. Actually, it will filter the low frequencies. All right. So it will only allow the high frequencies to go through, but anything that is from a particular point going downwards, you will not be able to get it. So what do I mean? I'm talking about the low frequencies. All right. So the low frequencies will be filtered and they'll not pass through that line. So you will only be using, or you will only allow the high frequencies to go through. So when you have plenty of inputs and some of those inputs produces heavy heavy low frequencies, then you are able to filter all that using the high pass filter. Then below there we have the gain. So the gain, let me tell you something about the gain. The gain in all your mixers or your mixing desk, the gains are the ultimate. When you have, this is my personal advice, when you have done your gains, the sliders, these ones, when you have done your sliders all the way to the 0 dBs, now depending with the amount of signal that you want coming out, when you have done 0 dBs, and assuming from your mains and from your groups you are also doing 0 dBs, then that is when I give someone permission to be able to use the gain. Always don't misuse the gain. Make the gain even completely off. Do your 0 dBs and then now pump it up high as far as you want. But no, it's very dangerous because it has a lot of power. What do I mean by a lot of power? When you do this thing, or when you do the slider up to 0 dBs, you see, you'll come all the way to 0 dB, but you will realize the knob for the gain goes up to 38 dBs. Can you see that, Alex? There. All right. So it's plus 36 and the other end is minus 36. So 36 dBs is a lot of signal. So most of you have had so many clients complaining about you easily have your amplifiers getting blown, you easily have your speakers getting blown, is because you overdo the gain. You are doing 38 dBs on your speakers and on your amplifier, and that is way too much. So my personal advice, don't overdo the gains. Always have minimal signals from the gains only use it when it's necessary. So the gain is a form of volume, but only use it when you need it. All right. Then after that, we have the compressor. So this particular unit comes with a compressor. So what does a compressor do? A compressor basically picks signals, either lifts them or kills them. All right. So what does that mean? If you have a compressor on, then it means that anything that comes with any form of distortion, all right? Like for example, if now I'm going to use this microphone very closely, I'm sure you are feeling, you are seeing from the sound card, you can see, all right? Let me just show you. From the sound card, you can see plenty of reds. Oh, that means my microphone is distorting. So if I have the compressor button on from my mic, for example, if I was using the mixer directly, right now I'm just using the sound card. But if I was using the mixer, I'm able to filter all the distortion or to kill all the distortion. So the filter for the compressor is able to pick all the unnecessary, all the unwanted distortion and bring it to a level that is of sensible levels. All right, so sensible, usable levels. All right, so that's the function of the compressor. When you have the compressor unit on its own, then you are also able to control now the amount of distortion going out and stuff like that. All right, so that is it, and that is the compressor. Then we have the high, mid, and we have the low. These ones are normal because this is the high frequencies, either to increase or to decrease. You have the low and you have the mid frequency as well. And then we have the auxiliaries. All right, Alex, uko na customers, kama utaipause kwanza. Pause kwanza. So the high frequency, the mid frequency, and the low frequency, that is exactly what they are. The way they sound is exactly what they are. They have high frequencies. If you want to increase or decrease the high frequencies are the tweeters. Then you have the mid frequency and we have the low frequency. The low frequencies are the bass. So if you want to increase them or to decrease them, then you use the three of them. We have the high, the mid, the low. And actually we have the high, the mid, and then the low. Then the low, I think, has this is the low as well. So the low has a filter. You are able to do either a very deep bass or very shallow bass, now depending with where you want to put this knob at. Then you have the auxiliaries. We have auxiliary 1 all the way to auxiliary 4. All right, and then auxiliary 4 will act as either an auxiliary or as an effect for the channel. So when we talk about the auxiliaries from 1 to 4, what do you do with these auxiliaries? So let me give you an example. If you have a signal that you want to send specifically, or you want to deselect from a particular end, if you have a signal that you want to send to your auxiliaries, or you want to send outside or not in your left and right, you want to do it on your auxiliaries, then you send the signal from the channel. Then from the other end, come here, Moi. From this end, we have auxiliary 1, still all the way to auxiliary 4. So from here again, now you are able, these are the masters for the auxiliaries. You are able to do this and you're able to send them the amount that you want from auxiliary 1 up to auxiliary 4. And now where do you get the signal from? You get the signal from here. This is auxiliary 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if you want a signal out going probably into your amplifier that you want to do, maybe you want to do monitors, you want to do special speakers, or maybe you want to do the sub speakers, you get your signal from here. But make sure any input that you want sent out, make sure you are activating from this knob. So if you don't activate, for example, if I don't activate here, even if I send it out from the auxiliary, it will not be able to go. So that's a function that you should know. And then we have the pan. All right, so what the pan does actually is just to separate the left signal or the right signal. If you want them all to send together out through the stereo right over here. So if you want them sent out, you put the pan knob right at the middle. But if you want a signal sent only from to one side, then you are able to do that either to the left or to the right. And it's indicated right over here. It's indicated right and it's also indicated left. But if you want to serve both the left and right, you put this one right at the middle and you're able to do that. Then we have this on and off button over here. All right, so there's no music, but what this one does is that when you deactivate this one right over there, the light goes off, and now this signal cannot be sent out through the send signal. So this one has to be on for you to be able to activate any form of signal. Not only this one, any other switch, like for example we have the stereo where now we are able to send the right and the left signals. We also have to put it on or to put it off. So if you want, it's like a mute and unmute function. Only that now this one, this particular model has it in form of a button that lights on, and you're able to know when it's on and when it's off. So it's a mute function. All right, so that is it for the first lines. When you're doing the lines from the high, from the gains all the way to the pan levels, that's what you do. Then we have other buttons below here. All right, these buttons are called selector buttons. So the selectors button has functions of 1 and 2. They have 3 and 4. They also have stereo. So if you want to activate this signal that is coming through this channel, if you want to activate it, or if you want to send it to the 1 and 2, 3 and 4, all the stereo functions, then you press them down. By pressing them down like that, it means that you have activated that and you want to send it out through the groups or through the stereo function. So where are the group functions? They are right over here. All right, so these are the group functions when you want to send them from group 1 and 2, then group 3 and 4. You are sending them as auxiliaries and they are going outside. Then you also another form you have. So we are done. So these are the sliders for activating or for controlling the channels. We also have this PFL button right over here. Yeah, normally this one is when you want to use your headphones and you want to listen to particular channels individually. You press the PFL buttons and you are able to hear each individual channel in your headphones or on your headphones, and that one becomes that. So this is another form of output. So these are forms of output. We have talked about all these. All right, these are inputs. These are left and right and stuff. Then we have the group outs. If you want to control the group separately, this one over here, you get your outputs from these particular ports. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, those are the form of outputs that we have. Then right over here, we have the monitor output. So if you want to control your monitors, you get signals from these signals over here, the monitor outputs. And this is the knob that controls the monitor outputs. It's written monitor level. Then apart from that, any other switch that we have the foot switch. So the foot switch is you use a sustain pedal, normally used in keyboards, but you can be able to do this if you want to control your effects. So remember, for the effects we said this button that acts as FX, which is effects, can be used either as auxiliary or can also be used as a form of activating your effects. All right, so if you have the effect on, is probably you're using your guitar and you want your guitarist to have control of when to put the effect on and when to put it off. Then you put a foot switch pedal, okay, or you can put a sustain pedal as well. You put it there and they are able now to control it, whether to put the effect on or to put it off. Then finally we have the phone's output level right over here. So the phones, that's where you have your headphones, or that's where you plug in your headphones and you're able now to control or to hear any other thing that's happening in your mixer. Apart from that, we have the LED indicators right over here. These ones will show you the amount of dBs that you are doing. When you are doing signals, you are able to see if you are doing a signal or not. The music, I think it's off, but that's okay. You are able to see from these LED indicators right over here. Then we have the effects, like for example, now we are doing effect number 12, which is a delay. So if I was using, actually I can use that one, and I'm sure you can be able to hear. Will you hear? Let me see. Mike iko pale. So we should, we can, I think the music is loading, but basically what it does, I don't want to make the video so long. Basically all these effects can be applied to your individual inputs. As long as you have activated from the channel, then you are able to do that. I think I've left nothing outside. These are the selectors. And then these are we have the stereo functions right over here. This is when you want to combine power, or you want to say your groups 1 and 2, 3 and 4 should affect the signal that's coming from your stereo. So you are combining, or you want to activate the groups to work hand in hand with the stereo, or you want to separate your groups to work independently. This is where you put the button either on or off. So when you want them to work independently, or you want to combine the signals together with your stereo. I think I've left nothing. I've left nilikuwa nimeweka, hiyo nilikuwa nimesema. I think I've done all that and nothing else. I think we are done. If anyone has any form of question, I think we can also always, and then it has a phantom power. I think this one I had not shown you. It has a phantom power. Now the phantom power affects, it's a when you have condenser microphones, when you want to have plus 48 volts, then you activate this one, and it says that when you put it on, it will affect channel number 1 all the way to channel number 12. All right, so your mics from channel number 1 to channel number 12 will be affected, and they will all be running with 48 volts inputs. That's, for example, the mic that I'm using right now is a condenser microphone, and the only way to use it is when the switch is on. So for people using the mixer to do production as well, they're able to do that. And there is one more button I had forgotten. It has a USB output, form of output, that you can be able to connect directly to your PC and do recording and record directly to your PC. It's right at the back over there. You will check it if you have the mixer. Check it out, and you can be able to plug it directly into your PC and be able to do recording now through the USB output. So without further ado, let me finish the video there. I'm glad we were able to do a video, and we welcome you again to our shop, junction of Luthuli Avenue on Kamae Road. And for those who have not subscribed, kindly do so, and we shall really appreciate, and we feel good, and we get the motivation to keep on doing this video. So cheers guys. Alex will say bye-bye. I'll hold the camera. Alex will say bye-bye, and that will be amazing. So that is Alex for you. He's saying bye-bye. See you guys in our next video. It's always real. It's always amazing having you guys on board. Thank you.